How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks. We focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. It ended up pulling off a green day, and many people are like, Dre, how do you trade this stock? Yes, we did see a spike in oil prices. I've heard you talk about it in videos, but hey, we see it with red days and we see it with green days. How do you look at this? You know what? We'll talk about it in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 88 cents, being up 2.33%. On the low, it tested 84 cents, and then on the high, testing 91 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 34.938 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 72.203 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 52.51. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, but we are above the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 50-day. So as you can clearly see, we are continuing to trade in a very tight range. And what this range looks like, yes, going as far as to $1 all the way down here to where we have 80 cents. So I want to see a continuation of this. This consolidation will get us ready for the next move up. And if you're keeping an eye on oil prices, we ended up having a spike, and that's part of the reasons why Camber was able to finish green. So what I'd want to look for, I want to see us make another test to the 200-day, which is right here around 96 cents. Maybe it might happen this week or maybe it might happen next week, but one thing that is clear though, when we do have those pullbacks, because we did reach a low not too long ago right here at 80 cents, you could take advantage of that dip and be able to actually make some good profit, especially since it saw a high in the day at 91 cents. So that's why you want to make sure you have a strategy and why I emphasize it. But from how it's looking so far, we just want to see it continue to hold up the 80-cent range at the worst case scenario around 75 or above, and just be able to make those moves so we can get comfortable above $1. Now let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CEI. So the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 44.23%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 8.87 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 45,000, updated just now. And then for the short Bovie rate, it is at 52.83%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 28th, it was at 47.54. And then for the close of the 29th being at 44.23. So one thing that is clear, CEI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we see on the inflow, it is at 8.85, and then on the outflow, it is at 7.38. So we ended up having an inflow day. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 1.38. On the medium, it was 5.09, and then on the small, it was 2.38. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 1.35. On the medium, it is 4.28, and then on the small, it is 1.75. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March 30th, we had that inflow of 0.04 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 9.76%. So this is up there, but we already know CEI is a volatile stock and it does grab the attention of a lot of traders. And we'll talk about the strategy that you could use and also let you know what the price action looks like inside the final thoughts. So let's go into it right now. So for my final thoughts for CEI Camber Energy, when it comes to the price action and how to trade it, you want to be wise. You want to look at it when oil prices are getting beaten down or they're having a strong pullback. And then when you have a pop in oil like days like this is where you think about selling your position. This is how you make money. You need to get into the habit of buying stocks when they're getting beaten down or when they're not having the greatest of days. And the reason why this is a crucial strategy to use, because you're not buying the top. The main problem that we see inside of the markets when it comes to a lot of new traders, they go in and get excited and say, you know what, I want to get into the stock so I can make some money. So they end up getting in at the wrong entry point. They end up buying at the highs without even realizing it. So that's why on this channel, even though we have those pullbacks or we have those red days, what do you think happens? CEI spikes back up. We know that oil is going to continue to be a concern for this year. And with everything that is going on, that's why I say to keep this play on your radar. A lot of haters will come around and be like, oh, CEI is going down. Oh my gosh, it's done. Blah, 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 blah. Look at it. It's at 81 cents. But look what happened today. It made that pop to 91 cents. So again, people are making good money on this stock day in and day out. All you really need to do is have a strategy. And while we talk about the strategy, let's talk about the price action. As long as this stock is continuing to trade in a tight range, here are the levels that you want to take notice of: 70 cents, 75 cents, and 80 cents, and as well as 85 cents. And as far as where I want to see price action above so we can make those pops of $1 like we do in the past is above 96 cents, which is right above the 200-day moving average. We know with price action above the 200-day moving average, this puts CEI in a bull market. It takes it out of the bear market that it's in a technical sense. And one thing that is very clear though, as far as for the accumulation phase and the consolidation that we are seeing, this stock is getting ready for the next move up, and you just have to wait for that next spike in oil. But you know, when we have those red days, when it does pull back, pay attention to those areas of support, and then you can think about going in with the entry. Of course, these videos that I do is not financial advice. I want to make sure I'm being clear about that, but I know many were asking what my opinion is on it and how do you really trade this play. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. Plus, on top of that, the short borrow-free rate is well over 52%. So again, keep a very close eye on this play. We have more spikes. You guys are going to be seeing some green inside of your portfolios. If you are a long-term investor, you need to do your homework and as well as your due diligence. For myself, I don't see this as an investment. I just see it as a momentum play. Take advantage of what's going on in regards to geopolitical issues and also what's going on economically. And this is why I say you could always find opportunities in the market if you're willing to put the work in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how this stock performs as we come closer to the end of the week. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated. We'll talk soon.